I'm your host, Gabby, and I'm not a bro.
Go ahead.
What's going on, my dear kumquats? Welcome back to another video. Today here on Nintendo, we've got our first impressions of Animal Crossing New Horizons on the Nintendo Switch, the one and only Nintendo Switch. I've got my dearest of wife, Gabby.
Hello.
Dearest, and by dearest I mean only wife. This isn't pagan days.
Wait,
does that make any sense? I don't even know if that makes any
I
sense.
think people still probably marry multiple wives. Wait.
Ooh, I don't know. Probably Middle
Today-
Eastern. Maybe not.
Yeah,
I don't know. Middle Eastern. Don't unsubscribe if you're Middle Eastern. Okay, so today I just wanted to go over just like some things that, well, it's just our first impressions. So Gabby and I both have a Switch, as you guys have seen on the unboxing video. Gabby got the limited edition Animal Crossing Switch. How do you like that Switch?
It's really nice. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried the battery life on it yet? See how long it goes.
Because I've just been playing on the TV the whole time.
Mostly been docked, but nevertheless, it does have a long battery life. So if we were to go on the go, which, you know, most of us in the United States can't do at the moment due to the virus and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I mean, not to mention, like, this is such a great time to have Animal Crossing, like,
Seriously.
with the virus going on.
Yeah.
Being able to just actually go on a virtual island and vacay away from everything, it's kind of cool. So, perfect timing by Nintendo, even though they didn't even see this coming probably when they set that out for the release date. But nevertheless, Animal Crossing's here. We've had 5 days with it, with the game, and I gotta tell you, within those 5 days, there have been a lot, and I mean a lot of content just in those 5 days. You start out getting a tent, and as you'll see on the screen, you've got footage from me just the first day playing the game. Like, you have your tent. So, like, this footage, actually, you're probably going to see just a lot of weed pulling because I'm just trying to clean up the island. And what's really cool, and I'm sure you've heard this and seen this in other people's videos, is that the game smartly, like, keeps you in a section of the island and progresses you further and further into the island. So what I mean is, like, the first day you won't have access to cross rivers yet, so you'll need to get, like, the vaulting pole, which, like, comes later in, like, the next day or something. So then you get access to over the rivers, and then, like, 3 days later you get, like, the ladder that lets you go up the cliffs to the higher levels of the island, which is a really cool idea. It kind of just you know, doesn't give you everything at once. I mean, it feels like it though. Like, and not to mention, like, if you have friends that are farther ahead, they can actually give you the ladder and the pole, which we kind of did. It wasn't too far because it was like the next day we got the stuff.
Well, you had the pole before I did, and then you ended.
And then I gave it to you.
Yeah, you gave me one. So with the museum, I was able to plant my museum, like, across the river.
Yep.
Whereas you probably wouldn't have been able to do that.
Yeah, and the fossils too, because, like, the main thing is the fossils. You don't get the fossils until you go over the rivers. Yeah. So getting, like, a head start and picking your fossils up can be pretty huge, I guess. 4 fossils in your museum, just like that. So yeah, so I mean, just the way it progresses you is pretty cool. I definitely like that.
And it's slow.
And it's slow because it's, like, you know, on Animal Crossing, it's like a day-to-day basis. So being able to, you know, slowly progress your way, it feels like you're making a lot of progression. And then
there are moments where you're just kind of sitting, waiting.
Waiting for things. But not to say that you don't have stuff to do, because there's a ton, like, there's always something you can be doing in this game, and it doesn't feel like time wasted either. Like, everything that you're doing is, like, really important, like gathering resources for, like, wood, or, like, you know, maybe you have like some miles you're trying to get, so, like, you're trying to stock up on miles so you can go to, you know, some more islands to get more resources, which like, what you'll find really early on is that iron nuggets are super important to get. So getting the iron nuggets as much as you can early as possible by flying to islands. that's going to be like one of the first things you need to do. So like to do that, you got to get miles, and you see it's kind of like a chain reaction, and that's kind of just inherently the formula that Animal Crossing has followed, but they take it to a new level by going 2 different routes. So like before it was all about money, buying stuff, and now you still have that, but now you also have this thing with miles where miles get you different things. And I mentioned that the miles go for plane rides to new islands, but they also get you items as well. It's kind of like Gabby and I talk about it. It's like Amazon.com kind of thing where like there's a little kiosk in the resident services tent where you can buy items with your miles, which is pretty cool.
What's nice though too is that in the kiosk, if Eric doesn't have like an item that I have, I can send it to him and like as a gift and with a letter attached to it, but he gets it right away. So like with the Amazon thing on your own island, you have to wait a full day before you receive something. But if like you want to send something to your buddy that's on the kiosk, then they get it like right away, which is interesting to me.
Yeah, it's a cool way of doing it. Like if you have the luxury like us that have 2 Switches and 2 games, you can pretty much get instantaneous items from it that way. Most of them are actually different on a day-to-day basis though. So maybe there's a little bit of a clause there, but yeah. So anyways, that's just like the immediate stuff that kind of like jumped to my mind, but I've got more topical things first. But first off, Gabby, what fruit did you get when you got your island? What?
Pears. I got pears.
You got the pears.
No one seems to really care about the pears.
Yeah, everybody seems to have pears.
Yeah.
I got peaches. I think that was the rarest fruit from what I was seeing from people online and friends. They said they couldn't find peaches, so I got peaches. It was, cool.
Our friends were like, I have pears and Eric has peaches, and they were like, oh, sweet, Eric got peaches. And I'm like, what about my pears?
Yeah, like we already have pears.
We don't need your pears.
Yeah, so like when you have everybody that has, all the fruits, I think there's 5 fruits, right? Including coconuts. Once you have all 5 of those, you can plant them and get extra bonus miles, which is always good to have. And yeah, so I think we both have all of our fruit planted. So yeah, it's always good to have friends with extra fruit. What airport color did you get in your game?
I can't remember, actually. I think it's orange. Is
Nope.
it orange? Is
Nope.
it yellow?
Yep.
Yeah.
Gabby got yellow and I got orange. There's apparently different airport colors, so go check and see what airport color you got. I think there's like blue, green, orange, and yellow. I could be wrong. There could be another one I'm missing, or there could be just one I'm mixing up there. But for sure there's orange and yellow, and then I'm like 100% sure there's blue as well. I'm not sure what that last one is. It could be green. I have no idea. But yeah, so what's really cool is like, there's different fruit. We knew that from past Animal Crossing games, but there's also the airport color, and of course the residents that are living on your island when you fly in. They fly in with you. The 2 guys that I got, I should say guys and gals, or guy and gal. I got a blue bird named Jay. He's super cool. He's super muscly. He always has a weight whenever I'm walking past him.
That's mine too. My pig is always working out. That's super funny.
Green pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Cobb.
Is that? Yeah, it is his name, Cobb.
How do I remember more
know.
things about your island than you do? And then, what was the other one? I think I have a black pig, and her name's Agnes. Agnes sounds right. Yeah. I have a black pig named Agnes. So those are the 2 that joined my island. And then just recently I had a chicken come onto my island. He's pretty cool. His name's Egbert. He's really cool. I like him. He's wearing like a sweater, like a ugly sweater. It's awesome. Gabby, what guys were on your island?
Yeah, so Cobb was on my island, the piggy, and then also
Green pig.
Renee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a rhino, and I want her to leave. She's kind of rude.
She's super sassy.
She's super sass, and I'm not about that.
She's
I'm
pink, right?
Pink
rhino.
She's pink. She's a pink rhino.
Pink rhino.
And my pig is green. A green pig.
A pink sassy rhino and a green muscly piggy.
Yeah. It's like Grease.
Grease.
Like the movie Grease.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like what you put on a pan.
Oh, it's Grease.
I actually thought you were going towards like the Angry Birds route with the green pig, and then you're like, Grease. Like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, like Grease, the movie with John Travolta.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like he's working out and she's like...
Oh, that's
sass.
where you're going with it. Personalities.
Yeah.
I gotcha. I thought you were like... I was thinking, was there a green pig in that movie? I don't remember that.
No green pig in there.
Yeah, so, yeah. So, yeah.
We're reaching at 11 minutes here.
Yeah, we sure are. We got a lot other stuff to talk about. So, what are the things that you like in the game, Gabby? You can think about this because I know what I'm going to say.
Oh, okay.
So,
you go ahead and I'll think about it.
Okay, the stuff I like in this game is that, first of all, it looks amazing. Like, we already knew that before going into this. This game looks amazing, and just like having it on the screen, and even in handheld, it still looks really nice. It's just awesome just to boot up and just see all the different, it's just very colorful. It's very vibrant and colorful, and something that I haven't been getting from past Switch games, with the exception of Luigi's Mansion. If I had to say something looked visually appealing in the past year, Luigi's Mansion definitely was like the star of 2019, and then Pokemon just kind of like fell off flat, and then Animal Crossing picks it up to that standard of Luigi's Mansion 3 again, and it's great to see this polish come back from Nintendo. Definitely the year pushback from release date. It helped. We'll just say it helped at the very least. So, yeah, it looks good. It plays nice. I like all the controls. Gabby, I think you have an issue with one of the controls, but I never really have any issue with it, with the exception of my Joy-Con drift. Rip the Joy-Con drift thing.
Yeah, you gotta get that fixed.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Nintendo, like a side note on that, Nintendo's Joy-Con fixing, like, they have like a fixer-upper shop that you can mail it into. That thing's closed right now due to the virus, so yay me. Probably just gonna switch out the Joy-Cons for something. But anyways, moving on. I do like the connectivity between online play. I have not had any issues with online play at all. There's no... that was actually one of the things that I said in the like 10 things I want to see in Animal Crossing. Like, the first thing I said was online play needs to be awesome. It should not be laggy. I should not have any sort of issues clipping. I shouldn't have any issues like that. And sure enough, it's amazing. I haven't had any issues with anybody dropping. Nothing. It's been great. So online play has been really good. And there's still a lot of things to collect, I would say. Like, you know, you still have your fossils, you have your bugs, you have your fish. There's nothing else like new from past Animal Crossing games that we haven't seen in this game as far as like collecting wise, I don't think. I mean, there's definitely a lot more stuff to be put into the museum. But as far as like, sorry, I'm on the topic of museums. I'm not really on the topic of like, you know, items and stuff like you put in your house. There's definitely a lot of that stuff. But I mean, I don't think we're not too far into the game where we can really judge that yet. But what we can say is that the DIY stuff and the customization stuff that you get, that is super cool. Like, you'll be able to early on make a bunch of like, you know, furniture, and then like the next day or maybe a couple days afterwards, you'll get the customization tool, which lets you change the color. If it's like a bed or something, you can change like the bedding on it. As well as like the color, and it's just so cool. Like, there's so many different possibilities, and it's really just they're catering to you and your style of play. Like, if you like, you know, a certain not just style of play, but just style of, you know, what you like to have in your own house.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you can basically make your own house almost, like IRL, like make what's in your house into your home, like. I mean, that's kind of what I started doing because I found like a board game. I was like, hey, I like board games. We like board games. I'm going to put that on the table. You know, I just started going from there, honestly. And yeah, so that's pretty much my first initial like impressions on what I like. You got anything to add?
I actually would love to talk about what I don't like about the game, because I feel like you've covered a good chunk of what you do like about the game. So,
Gabby's just gonna be always known as the negative person on the show.
I honestly do love this game. I think the one thing is the music is lacking, only because that you need to get to a certain point to get the hourly music, right? Am I wrong there?
Yeah, correct.
So that's like a little frustrating. Another thing too, Eric mentioned it earlier with the control part. I don't know what it is, but every time I try to cross the river, I have such big difficulty with it. Like,
yeah, the pole vaulting.
Yeah, it's so frustrating to me because I can't just go and do it. Like, I have to move around and try to find the right spot to pole vault. But everyone else seems to have a fine job with it for some reason. So I'm not sure if it's just specifically me or if it's maybe something other people are struggling with. I don't know, but that like really annoys me because I'm trying to get somewhere and I can't go across the river. It takes me like hours.
It must be something that
not hours. It doesn't take hours, but yeah.
Maybe it's the control. You tried different controllers though, right? So
yeah, I did. It's just like it won't. Yeah, and another thing too, I have the same problem with my workbench for some reason. Like when I try to craft something, I have to go around the whole workbench and try to find the right spot. And maybe I placed it wrong or something, but I'm not sure. So that's like the only problem. Another thing too is I actually didn't grow up with Animal Crossing. My first introduction to Animal Crossing was Pocket Camp.
Yeah.
So
the app.
Yeah, and so the app is super fast. Like it's it doesn't take as long for things. You know when you're gonna get your stuff. You can also there was more options as far as buying furniture. So when I first played the game, I was like, there's really nothing you can do. Like in my mind, I was like, oh, this is really slow. But at the same time, I really like that because again, what Eric was talking about, you can focus on other things like getting resources and stuff like that, like every part, and you don't feel like time's wasted. But at first I was pretty upset because I was like, man, this game is so slow. But because I was so used to the fast paced of the app. But Eric informed me that that's just what Animal Crossing is and has been forever, so ever since the previous games. So I think it's just something I got used to and now I really enjoy. So but that was an adjustment for me, and I wonder if other people felt that same way their first time, if this was their first time buying this game or not, you know?
Yeah, I think it's just something also in society where it's like, I need this now, I want this now, and that's kind of like what the app kind of like ensued, because you can pay your way to like fast forward through things as well.
Well, even if you're not paying though, because I didn't pay any money towards the app, it was still pretty quick. Like it wasn't like, I understand what you're saying with, oh, you can actually pay real money to do things, but I didn't pay and it was still pretty quick, like quicker than the actual game. So, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, you pretty much hit everything that I didn't like so far in the game. The big one was the music for me. Like the same guitar riff where it's slower at night, and then like exactly. It's like, I'm sure most everybody's tired of it. I was reading forums of people saying, yeah, this is really lame, bro. When do we get to unlock this music? So don't worry if you're watching this and you haven't gotten the hourly music yet. You're not alone. You should get it after. If you're playing this daily, you should be getting this probably around day 8, I think. It's after all 3 of the villagers move in that you get, and then the 3 additional characters, and then you upgrade your resident services building, and after that, I think that's when you get the hourly music. So stay tuned, guys. Don't worry. There will be music that will be glistening in your ears. I've listened to it as background music for... I work from home now, so I use, this Animal Crossing music as a means to get through the day. And it's good music. It's not bad at all. I don't know if I like New Leaf yet better, the music-wise, or this. I don't think it's grown on me yet. So, but it is good. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much everything. We went through what our varying differences are when you first get your island. Talked about what we liked, what we didn't like.
I actually want to add what I like. I really like the friend aspect of it. Like, I love the online play. Like, we have friends in St. Louis who, and we're over in Oregon. I don't know if you've said that, but they're like 2 hours ahead. But I love that we can just get online and play together, and visit each other's island and stuff like that. And I love how the time changes too. I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it goes from whatever time zone you're in to that time zone.
So if we're going over to theirs, it's like 2 hours ahead, and if they come to our island, it's 2 hours behind. So
and the time of day is also different too. So like it might be bright or it might be dark. It might be on that threshold where it's like 4 o'clock and it's still daylight, but then 6 o'clock and it's the sun setting.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, the online, just to like supplement, like they really like stepped up their game on the online play. They fixed that, and this is honestly like the standard now.
Yeah.
Like if Nintendo's going forward, like Animal Crossing online play is the standard for online play. Like it's been done, right? It's been done before, so keep doing this.
Yeah, they set the bar. No, they can't go back.
Pretty much, yeah. So, all right, guys, that concludes our first impressions video. Please, 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 please leave a like and comment down below what you like about the game. What are you having the most fun with in Animal Crossing New Horizons? What do you like on your island? What do you not like on your island? We'll hear about it in the comments. And until next time, guys, we'll see you in the review. See you later. Peace!